And today in my show, I'm privileged to be sitting in Dubai on this high floor in the building with my new friend AJ. And he is the man who's known as the Rockstar Real Estate Broker in Dubai. He sold no less than 3.5 billion, I believe, of real estate. And he's the Amazon #1 seller of a new book called Take Charge. So it's such a privilege to be with
Thanks
you.
Thanks so much for having me on your show.
Thanks for being with me today. I'm excited to talk to you about, you really are a role model.
Thank you. Really
Tell me, how did all this get started?
Started back in 2014. I came to Dubai for a visit.
So I read this, that you came to Dubai, you had nothing except the right attitude and determination. And you said to yourself, if I can make it, anybody can.
Absolutely.
And you say, let me show you how.
Yeah. Tell you something. When I came here, first of all, I felt like I'm too small. When you see the city, how big it is, and the people, and the cash in Dubai, it's madness. And I should be ashamed in that age. And literally, I have nothing. There was nothing under my name except my phone.
I believe it was $500.
Maybe a bit more, but I spent it in 2-3 days. You know what I mean? And then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go back to live the same lifestyle that I'm doing because it's getting me to nowhere. And I have to make it. I have no other option. I'm not gonna call anyone. I'm not gonna ask for money. I'm not gonna do anything. I have to make it. So when I joined, and I don't know if you know about the system in Dubai, there is no real estate company that will pay you a salary.
I know.
Basically, they will give you a SIM card. They will give you a very used laptop, database, and that's it. And start calling people and create your own network and do everything. And then I stumbled to something called hotel apartment. And that industry was untouched, at least from the real estate brokers.
Right.
So I'm like, great, let me focus on it. I went to it and I went to the reception and I'm like, hey guys, I just came to Dubai and I want to check your apartments. I want to see the 1 bedroom and I want to see the 3 bedrooms because my family might join and they might move to Dubai. So I saw the 1 bed, I'm like, nice, fully furnished, clean, 3 bedrooms, beautiful, full sea view. I'm like, okay, I like this building. How shall I do it? I went down and I'm like, can I meet the sales director? They were like, yeah, do you have an appointment? I'm like, no. And they were like, yeah, it's not gonna happen like that. After 3 hours, he was curious to know who's this guy waiting for me. He was like, I don't know, what does he want from me? So he went outside. His name is like mine. He's also Lebanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
That helps.
And he was like, you got me so curious. Who will wait for another human being for 3 hours? Like, what do you want? And I'm like, I'm here to change your life. And he was like, okay, let's have a coffee. I told him I'm gonna fill up this building. He was like, we don't work like that. Go make a proposal and come back to me. Start Googling how to make a proposal. I had no idea. And it wasn't that helpful looking online how to make a proposal. Eventually, I made a proposal, went back to him, rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times rejection. I'm like, okay, I'm persistent. I'm still gonna go there until I get it, but I need to change my method. How about if I show him that I do have clients? So then I started going to the buildings around that development. So I got the listings of a similar units next to it, which were way cheaper than that building. So when I had clients, I'm like, you like the apartment? They were like, yeah. I'm like, listen, if you want, there's a building next door. It's fully furnished. Come, let me show it to you and see how much the price difference is, 50,000-60,000. So you understand that this is a good deal that I'm giving you. So I was playing it on the two sides. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this question, AJ, and tell our viewers and listeners. This is the key to life, right? Having the right attitude. Attitude is about everything. It's not aptitude. It's not your ability that counts. It's really what you think and the way you think. Where does it come from? How did you get this attitude?
Me being stubborn and needing to prove a point and being like sick and tired of feeling that I'm a loser.
Yeah.
I want to show the world that I'm not a loser. So what I have done, I have went and I sold my phone for 300 dirhams, which is $80. And then I'm like, right, my daily budget is 10 dirhams. For you guys who don't know what's 10 dirhams, $2.5. So I'm like, okay, 5 dirhams will go to the metro to save me time walking, and another 5 dirhams will buy me a cheese sandwich from Almaya supermarket. I had people calling me, booking appointments. So let's say the appointment was at 5 p.m. I had to leave the office by 3 p.m. because between walking and using the metro, I need 2 hours to reach the destination. Some people never showed up. Some people, I called them, I'm like, I'm in the flat, how long you will need it? They were like, who's this? So life really beated me up.
Did you feel like you wanted to give up in those 30 days?
Every single day. What kept me going? I don't know, I had no other option. and I kept pushing every day. And there was some days where I really didn't feel my feet, and I was telling myself, good, you deserve it. You've been splashing money all of your life. After 6 months, I got my driving license. I rented my first studio. I got my first Hyundai Accent rental. I can put my own music. I can have my AC. I can drive around. So this is where it really like started.
And when did it take off? So
basically, when I was doing this leasing model, I managed to get myself to be making almost 50,000 dirhams a month without even doing a meeting, you know. So I had to level up my game, and I knew like I can always keep doing this leasing. It's gonna make me 600,000 dirhams a year. I don't know, $140,000 per year.
Comfortable.
Or I need to jump to the off-plan sales, which has no ceiling. And this is what I have done. I left this stuff and I went to the sales. That's how I started sales. This was end of 2017.
And how much time do you spend selling?
As long as I'm awake, I'm selling. Because end of the day, it's not like I'm selling you an object, an apartment. I'm selling you the opportunity where you can really be making money, getting crazy returns, net to your pocket. There is no tax on your capital gains. There is no tax on your annual returns or your monthly returns. And there's not even tax on purchasing the properties. Most of my buyers, I got them deals that they didn't even pay the 4% registration. So I just needed to show people like, yeah, this is genuine, this is real. We have escrow accounts, no one can screw you. This is what we are doing, do it. And people start doing it. And from there, all of the money that I was generating, I was really smart in it. I wasn't foolish. I stopped the partying, I spent those spending. So whatever I was making, I was reinvesting in properties myself.
You're a developer yourself? Or
I'm not a developer, but I'm an investor myself.
So coming back to your childhood, tell me what it was that made you into the person you are, your character.
By the time I was 12, I became a rebel. I really was a rebel on everything, on myself, on the environment. If people used to go right, I just wanted to go left because I didn't want to fit in anywhere. I always wanted to stand out. I always needed to prove a point that, I don't know, I'm different. By the age of 14 or 15, I kind of like really shifted to what I shouldn't be doing in my age. So I was like hanging around, like let's say, older people where they used to spend their time drinking or smoking weed or partying non-stop. So this was my upbringing. It's not like my parents, it was their fault or they did anything wrong, but it's just like, you know, when you have this idea like, yeah, I don't need anyone, I'm gonna do it on myself. So you kind of like lose your way. However, I never lost my way when it comes to education. I graduated from school. I joined university by the age of 17 and I finished by the age of 21, doing a double major in advertising and marketing and minor psychology. Why I jumped into psychology? Just to understand the human mind, how to sell everything to everyone.
One more thing before we close this. If you were to say the biggest ingredient in your success and your habits of daily life right now, what would it be?
First of all, in order for you to change, you have to hit the rock bottom. As long as there is someone that you can count on or anything that you can count on, you will never discover yourself. Whoever hit rock bottom or is already in the rock bottom, appreciate it and embrace it. This is the way of God molding you to the person that you will become in the future. Number two, you have to adapt to a routine. Most people say, oh, my life is a routine, I hate it. No, routine is sacred. You wake up early morning, you go run half an hour in the streets. This will pump blood to your mind. This will put you in a different mindset and a different feeling. Then you write down all of your goals and you work towards it. Doesn't matter what's the goals. I just made a video 3 days about it. I'm like, even if you don't know what you want to be, just write down what you don't want to be. This is the first step. And then you started looking and searching. Most of my friends, they were wasting their time traveling, using their credit cards, personal loans, seeing the world. the best travel I did was reading books. I'm not telling people reading books is the answer. You can watch videos, YouTube, you can do
watch
whatever you
podcast.
want. You can watch this podcast and see other people how they started. So once you put yourself to the trinity of success, which you will see it in my book, which is like how to mold your brain, your body, and your soul. This is the right formula
Beautiful.
for anyone to make it.
Beautiful.